Hey everybody, welcome to The Dose. My name is Brian. I was reminded of a game that I watched, not last season, but the season before, when Tony Romo, and for those that don't know, I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. Please don't hold it against me, okay? I come by it natural. I grew up in Texas. I got a few loyal listeners to The Dose right now that are going, yeah, right, proud Dallas fans. However, for the rest of us, that are not maybe necessarily fans, please, I come by a natural. I'm not a bandwagoner. I've loved Dallas when they were great, and I love Dallas when they were horrible. And I love Dallas the last few years when they've just been mediocre at batting 500 every season. But regardless, I don't watch a lot of TV. I don't spend hardly any time at all in front of the television or watching movies or anything like that. Maybe on the weekends I'll watch a movie or two. But what I do watch is Dallas Cowboys football. Now, I don't watch the NFL religiously. I don't follow other teams. I didn't even watch the Super Bowl this year, really. But I will watch a Dallas Cowboys football game because I love my Cowboys. And I remember a game where Tony Romo got injured in the ribs and he had broken ribs. And I don't remember who they were playing, but they were playing an opponent that, was pretty formidable. And Tony, when they were down at the half and with broken ribs, comes back and wins the football game. And then played the next two games with broken ribs and managed to win a couple more. Now, they still didn't change much in the outcome of the season. But Tony Romo, for all his faults and for all his abilities, off the subject, I saw a funny meme on Facebook that said Tony Romo, after throwing his third pick, stormed off the field, and in disgust, he threw his helmet. That too was intercepted. Right? But that was pretty funny. But for all his faults and his seemingly ability to crack under pressure and all those things, that Tony Romo has something that the Dallas Cowboys football club loves and that Jerry Jones loves and that his fans love. And it's coincidentally the same character trait or quality that is looked for in top achievers and in top hirings by Fortune 500 companies, by top law firms when they're looking for new talent, by any kind of sporting teams when they're looking for new talent, by recruiters in my business when we're looking for new talent. It's the one quality that stands out above all others, and it's called grit. There's really no solid definition for grit. You just kind of know it when you see it, don't you? Grit is that quality that says, I'm going to keep going even if it hurts. I'm going to keep going even if it sucks. I'm going to keep going even if I'm in pain. Grit is that quality that says, I'm not really listening to the doubters. I'm not really listening to the questions. I'm not really focused on what could go wrong. I'm just kind of ready to get this thing done regardless of the price. Grit is that ability to just kind of tough it out. And even though you can't really put a finger on what it is, everybody knows it when they see it. Grit. Grit is that determination, that unrelenting surrender to the cause, that unyielding, unwielding desire and passion to make whatever happen is that you're striving for in the moment. That's grit. And I'll tell you something. Here's how you get grit. You figure out why you want what you want, and then you focus on it. You dwell on it. You let it consume you. You become obsessed. People that are obsessed have grit. That's what's interesting. People go, I don't like that guy, he's obsessed. Yeah, he's probably pretty good at it too. Have you ever noticed that when you hear, people that don't necessarily succeed at the highest levels, they'll always accuse people, that guy's obsessed with his work. And he makes $500,000 a year. Right? Or they go, that guy's obsessed with working out. Yeah, and he's in fantastic shape. The people that have the highest degrees of commitment and obsession, if you want to call it that, to whatever it is they're pursuing, are the ones that achieve at the highest levels. Now, that's not to say that, you can't do well if you're not obsessed or if you don't have that grit. It doesn't mean that you can't do well, but you can never be the best. To be the very best, do you guys think Olympic athletes are obsessed with their sport or their craft? You better believe it. Do you think that professional sports athletes, right? Professional basketball players, professional football, do you think they're obsessed? Yeah. Do you think that Donald Trump is obsessed with real estate? Do you think he stays awake late at night, gets up extra early in the morning, and obsesses over buying properties and moving real estate? You better believe he does. Do you think that, the Pope is obsessed with the Catholic religion? You better believe it. You better believe he spends all day long thinking about it, dwelling in it. Do you think that a pastor is obsessed with his church or with his congregation? Absolutely. And none of those things are bad. It's what gives them that grit. It's what gives them that fervor and that unyielding determination to get the job done. That grit, that unquantifiable, undefinable, intangible thing that all of us look for. Nobody gets into the top 3% of anything without being obsessed and having that grit. So you may say, Brian, I don't want to be obsessed. Well, that's great. Don't. But you just know you're not going to be in the top 3%. It's just never going to happen. You're not going to be in the top 3% financially. You're not going to be in the top 3% in health and wellness. You're not going to be in the top 3% in your company. You're not going to be in the top 3% in your social club or in your sports organization or anything else if you don't have an obsessive quality about you when it comes to that thing. Because that's what it takes to win at that level. So it's okay if you don't want to be there. I don't want to be there. I don't want to be a top 3% when it comes to my health and wellness. There's some things I'm just not willing to give up, right? I want to be in shape. I want to look good. I want to do well, but I'll never be an Adonis, man. I'll never be chiseled like veins in my chest and stuff. That's never going to happen. Or you're never going to see like veins popping out of my biceps, and like coming up like my neck. Like this is never going to happen. Right? I'm never going to be an Adonis. I'm never going to lift my shirt up and have like a 12-pack, right? That's not me. I'm not willing to obsess to that level when it comes to health and wellness. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? I'm never going to be, I'll never be a pastor of a congregation of tens of thousands of people when it comes to my faith. I'm just not obsessed at that level with it. Now, I probably should be, but I'm not, right? And I really don't have a desire to be. But I am obsessed in some other way. I'm obsessed with business building. I'm obsessed with organization building. I'm obsessed with achievement in a certain business that I'm involved in right now. I'm going to let you know something. I'll be at the top of that deal. And you have certain things in your life that you want to be at the very top of. Well, you don't have to be the best at everything. I don't want you to be the best at everything. You shouldn't want to be the best at everything. It would be impossible to do. But if you can get obsessed, if you can get grit, if you can get determination, if you can get focused and get obsessive about one thing and pour your heart and soul into it, you can get the top 3%. And I'll tell you something. You don't have to be really good at a lot of things. You don't have to be even mediocre at a lot of things. If you're exceptional at even one thing, the world will find a way to pay you for it. You can create a future doing what you're passionate about. Grit! Go get some, guys. Make it a great week.